So hi y'all. My name is Casey. I'm a mom of a 6 month old. This is my first baby. He's a boy and he's the most amazing boy ever. And I just wanted to tell y'all about my journey with motherhood so far. I mean, he just turned 6 months old on last Thursday on May 11th, and these past couple months have taught me so much about what I thought I knew about going into motherhood and things that just really threw me like threw a curveball in the whole situation. So basically, um, breastfeeding has been one of the toughest things so far, to be honest. So prior to me giving birth, I told myself that, I'm gonna just, if my baby don't take the boob, like it's completely fine. Like, I was mentally preparing myself for that. And then once I had him and I tried breastfeeding, like he wasn't latching properly. And it was so stressful, extremely stressful. Um, every time that I would try to get him onto the boob, he would just scream this horrible crying, just like made me feel awful. And it made me cry sometimes, like when he's crying, my husband would try to help me to like get him to latch to the boob, and I would try, and it was like I felt like I was torturing him, like trying to get him to latch. So in between that, we were giving him the ready-made I think it was Enfamil or Similac formula, which is something that I'm not really a fan of American branded formulas. And I wish I bought formulas from like European countries prior to prior to giving birth. But anyways, um matter of the situation is I don't like the ingredients in American formulas. Um and you'll notice that a lot of them have like cornstarch in them and palm oil and just not a lot of clean ingredients. So I had found a European brand that I really liked. I think it was Holly, and I just never got around to ordering the formula. So, anyways, there were times when he was screaming. I didn't know if he was getting any milk because he would just be screaming. His cries used to be so awful. Oh my gosh, literal scream, and it sounded like he was like dying, like somebody was murdering him. So, anyways, so we supplemented with formula. So 2 weeks in, I made up my mind. I was like, I can't continue to do this every single night, every single day, every 2 hour, every hour. It was too much. It was so mentally and physically draining to do that to myself and to my child. So, more of the story is I decided to exclusively pump after 2 weeks. Or was it a month? I think it was 2 weeks. Decided I was going to exclusively pump. And I started giving him the Enfamil Gentle Ease, which he was doing good with. But man, I'm telling you, like, the mental toll that took on me, I felt like I wasn't a good mom. I felt like not that I was giving him formula. It's the fact that I felt like my body and me had failed him at breastfeeding. Not saying that breastfeeding, like obvious, like breastfeeding is very good for your baby, but I know a lot of moms probably have the same struggles as me, that they just could not get the baby to latch or just anything else, and the feeling of just feeling like you failed your child. And I know that might sound like to a lot of people, but it's literally what it sounds like. It sounds like it feels like you failed your kid and you weren't able to, like provide for them. And it took a emotional toll on me. I cried about it, talked to my therapist about it, but lo and behold, it got better. And sorry, it's late and I'm recording this video. And it's Mother's Day. But another thing, I was so bad at pumping. I was so bad at pumping. Like I was getting clogged ducts like every other day or every day. And I was like, at one point, I was like, this breastfeeding thing is just not for me. It's just not for me. Like, there are times when I would try to like pump, and I just sometimes I just forget to pump all in general. And next thing you know, time just flies by so fast. You have to be on it. And I just decided I'm going to start pumping every 4 hours. That's what I did for months. That's what I did for months. At one point, I was just like pumping like at least 6 times a day. Then I dropped down to 4 times a day. And then I'm like, so now I'm like 1 times a day because my goal was to breastfeed for 6 months. But one day in January, after I decided not to my baby was born in November. So one day in January, I decided like, hey, I'm going to put this boob in his mouth and see how he does. The boy took the boob, no problem. No problem. I was like, and it felt so good. It felt so not good that he was sucking my boob, but like good as in wow, like I really didn't feel my kid. I tried again. So after that, I started breastfeeding him at least like once or twice a day in the morning and in the evening. But as the months go by now, like when he turned 5 or 4 months old, 5 months old, he wanted to be on the boob more because he had his two bottom teeth coming in, and I think he just needed something to soothe. So like at 5 months, literally he was like on the boob for like 4 hours, like in the morning. Like he'll wake up at like 4 o'clock, and he'll be on the boob from like 4 to 8 o'clock. And I'm not sure if it's because I was not producing enough milk. There's a lot of factors that goes into it. So it could be that I wasn't producing enough milk. It could be that my milk was not fatty enough for him because I have a big baby. I have a big boy. It could be that he was teething and he needed something to soothe his gum. And it could be that he just wanted to be on the boob. It was comforting for him. And within those 4 hours, obviously I'm not up, I'm sleeping. I'm laying down, he's laying on his side, he's on the boob. And I'm not sure if he's just sucking throughout every entire 4 hours because I'm sleeping and he's sleeping. And but sometimes he's not sucking in the boob. Sometimes he spit up because he drank too much and I didn't realize because I was sleeping. But yeah. So and now like it's more of like now I nurse now that he's 6 months. No, I nurse when first thing in the morning, like that's our bonding cuddling time because he doesn't sleep in the bed with me. And then throughout the day, like if I need to put him to sleep, I comfort nurse him. And then at night, comfort nurse him to sleep sometimes. And then I pump at night. But that's the only time I pump at night. And this changed significantly because I was traveling a lot. I traveled like twice in the month of April. Now it is May. I was traveling and his little outfit is back here. I wanted to put this on him today, but I didn't. It's so cute. It's from the Gap. And I brought this nail today, so I'm getting it fixed tomorrow, so please don't judge me. But sorry for that scroll. So yeah, so now I just nurse when I feel like he needs some comforting. And first thing in the morning when the milk is usually fatty when you have that hind milk. So Yeah, but basically I just wanted to make this video because I'm trying to start off my um YouTube journey, and I just thought I would come and just make a video about like my breastfeeding journey, and like not to, don't be too hard on yourself. And I know it's hard to it's easy for me to say that, but like breastfeeding is a whole different ball game, and a lot of pressure is placed on moms to breastfeed. um but at the same time, like, I mean, breastfeeding has its benefits, a lot of benefits. um but like I said, I was also with the I was also had the mindset that, like, if breastfeeding doesn't work out for me, I'll just formula feed. I have no issues with formula feeding at all. I do know that there are different moms in different situations who are not able to breastfeed, or whatever the situation might be, and there are moms who glorify breastfeeding, which is amazing. Either one, your babe, a fed baby, that's all that matters. Your baby's getting fed, your baby's not starving, your baby's getting their meals every single day, and they're getting the nutrients that they need, and that's all that matters. um and that's been my train of thought. um I know that, and I supplement feed for months, and I'm still supplement feeding. um I supplemented feed from the day the baby was born. But I'm just saying, like, whichever one you think works best for your family, that's that's totally fine. You're a mom, you will know your baby, you know your child. You know what works for you and your child. But at the end of the day, like, you don't have to go through that mental stress of pump if you feel like it's draining, it's too much for you, and pumping every 2 hours is too. You don't have to pump every 2 hours. Do your research, and you can pump every 4 hours, every 3 hours. But I know that a lot of moms, they're very particular about building a freezer stash, and I'm not saying that I have a freezer stash, but it's not like a lot of people that I see, and that's okay. I don't compare myself to other moms. But just know that, like, you just sit with the fact that, yeah, you're doing what's best for you and what's best for your baby, because at the end of the day, like, you have to make sure that you take care of yourself first before you can take care of your family or anybody else. And that's just it. um if you have any questions, please let me know. I know this video was very prompt. I didn't jot down any particular topics that I wanted to talk about, more than the fact that of my breastfeeding journey. Oh, and the formula that I use now is Kendamil, which is a UK formula, and you can get it at Target. I support it. I've told my friends about it, and they love it. The ingredients are cleaner. My baby he transitioned so well to it. And I was like, when I transitioned him, he was still getting, at one point, he was getting 4 bottles of breast milk a day and 4 bottles of formula. Now he gets like 1 or 2 bottles a day of breast milk and like the rest formula. Um, but yeah, but that's that. I love that Kinder milk. The spit up doesn't, the spit up smell and look and everything is just different from Enfamil. Um, it's just I put everything that goes inside my baby's body. I try every time I'm giving him breast milk. I taste it. That might be hard. That might be disgusting to a lot of people, but it's my breast milk. I taste it, and it's going into my baby. I want to know what's going into my baby. So I've tried Enfamil formula mixed and the powder. I've tried Kendamil, and I love eating the Kendamil. And if Cairo have like a little bit of my baby, if he has like a little bit of um formula left in his bottle when he's done, I'm drinking it. That's how much I love it. But and my husband think it's the weirdest thing, but I do it all the time. He's like, yo, like, it's from my son, that my baby that was a part of me for 9 months, okay? But all right. But please let me know if you have any comments. I'll try to make some more videos. I've always wanted to do YouTube, but always was just too nervous about it. Doubted myself a whole lot, but I think this is my season. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Please let me know if any questions. I can make a more detailed video if you guys would like. But stay blessed, guys. Just remember, your journey is not going to be the same as any other mommy, and that's okay. All right, good night.